What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to my Let's Play of WWE Day of Reckoning 2 on the GameCube. Yesterday, beating Edge in a First Blood match and fighting the Big Red Machine, Kane, and winning. So let's see what today brings in this missing World Heavyweight title story. Finish the job, Shawn Michaels. Finish the job. Well. Look, all I meant to happen last week was for Kane and me to go to the ring and vouch for each other. I didn't know that moron was going to imply that you are the #1 suspect. Yeah, well, you sure didn't put up too much of a fight when he punked me out. Well, I didn't have much time, did I? As I remember it, you sure did come out in a hurry to change the subject. You challenged Kane to a match rather than answer his accusations. That might look a bit defensive, you have to admit. Look, for what it's worth, I don't think you did it. And even if you did, I'm still gonna assume that everyone's innocent until they're proven guilty. Thanks, Shawn. Maybe you can put in a good word for Slug in the locker room. There aren't many superstars left on Raw who feel the way you do, so maybe you could save it, Stacy. I don't need anyone fighting my battles for me. People are going to believe what they want to believe. I don't need you to cover for me, Shawn, and I certainly don't need your pity. I took out Kane last week because of what he said, so this week I'm going to finish the job. If you're saying what I think you're saying, then fine, have it your way. Like I said, I don't think you're guilty of theft, but lately your judgment stinks. I'll see you in the ring tonight and see if I can't cool you off some. Like, really? He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. He was just trying to help, Slug, and now you got a match against him. You gotta calm down a little bit. I'm sorry, Stacy. I know I've had a short fuse lately, but until that title belt is found, people are gonna keep pointing the finger at me. I need to find some hard evidence that I'm innocent, or better yet, find out who really did it. You know I believe in you, don't you? With all my heart. We'll find the real thief. I know we will. But until then, just try to not let it bother you so much. Okay? Thanks, baby. If it was for you, I don't know what kind of shape I'd be in right now. Even if I don't have the championship, I've got you, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. How long before she stabs me in the back? Seriously. I'm waiting on that other shoe to drop because you know it's going to. Come on now. It's wrestling. It's wrestling! Anyhow, I welcome you to a fine Wednesday afternoon / evening / whatever. I have now watched both Raw and SmackDown, and have some various thoughts on those. Not much else in the news today in terms of actual wrestling news. Well, I have heard they're transitioning Tyson Kidd into a backstage role. Why are there no commentators at the commentator desk? Anyway, and for all the things you could say about the work environment at WWE, one thing they do is that when somebody gets hurt, they take care of them, like, say, Droz, who got paralyzed in the ring all those years ago. So, I've also heard that, good God, Shawn Michaels, I've also heard that Tyson Kidd will also be returning to Total Divas, so that's also a step in the right direction. And they kind of took him off the show to kind of not discuss the problems that had happened with his in-ring injury and et cetera, et cetera. So I like, from a optics perspective, that makes sense, but it still kind of looked messed up. So I think if anything, they should totally have him working as a road agent for the cruiserweight division. I think that that'd be a very smart decision to have him do that. Because even if you had him manage somebody, I don't think that would work because people expect managers to take bumps, and he shouldn't be doing that at all. Anyway, let's fight HBK, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, in-ring talent of all time. Can I beat Shawn Michaels is the question, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, so SmackDown, well, no, actually, back to Raw first, right? There were several beatdowns on Raw to varying degrees. The Joe and Lesnar thing was fantastic, and I think they're going to keep having Joe get the upper hand on Lesnar until the match, and then obviously he will lose the match because Lesnar probably not losing that belt until WrestleMania, right? So that's kind of the the current ongoing plan for that, or at least until things change. But there was also the Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman beatdown, which was throwing him into the side of the ambulance, was hilarious. I laughed so hard. It was a really good spot, right? But there was a third beatdown on Raw, and that was the long-awaited Goldust R-Truth altercation, and it was like the lamest beatdown. I'm like, what? If you're not going to put effort into it, then why are you bothering to keep going with this thing? Like, okay, I appreciate having the camera guy in the gold outfit. That was hilarious. I appreciate that Goldust is wearing his classic Goldust attire. Except, and there's always that except he's not wearing the wig. Like, why go all the way with the outfit and the makeup and not go 100% and wear the wig down to the ring? That was the whole point of that character when he started. So, I don't know. That whole thing was, I was like, why go all the way and not go all the way? Like, are people gonna get mad and complain? That was his character. It was ambiguous. It was androgynous. Like, that was kind of the whole point. And if you can't do that, then why are you even bothering to go back to the classic, the golden age has returned type business, right? I don't know. And perhaps I'm crazy, but it's like that one little detail. Wigs aren't that expensive. Just get a wig. Anyway, I'm sure he still has some in his house somewhere. Anyway, taunt the man. Yeah, do the Brock Lesnar. Samoa Joe has identified Brock Lesnar's weakness. He likes to stand there and bounce around, and if you can attack him from behind when he does that, it is hilarious. That was dumb. That was dumb. Anyway, I think that was it for Raw. But moving on to super kick party. Moving on to SmackDown, which I watched this morning. I'm hitting a reversal. What are you doing? Headlock. On Hunger. As was rumored, as I covered in my rumor section a couple of days ago, that they were going to do the Punjabi prison match. Guess what? They're bringing back the Punjabi prison match. We'll be getting an appearance at some point in the next few weeks from the Great Khali. I think is entirely possible. But, man, those matches were not fondly, thought of because they contained the Great Khali, who was never, at least for his WWE career, was never a great wrestler because of his limited mobility, etc., etc. So, I'll be curious to see how that plays out with Jinder and Randy Orton. But I do appreciate, and I brought this up in a video about how Randy Orton has no leg to stand on when it comes to attacking members of the family, and Shane brought that up. And I'm like, thank God someone is paying attention to wrestling. Someone actually has a historical perspective on wrestling. There you go, Sean. How about that? Sweet slug music. Having a historical, continuity. I am big on I'm out of stamina. I'm out of stamina. No! I can't do anything. I got no stamina. This sucks. I'm stuck up here. There we go. Woo! That was almost like a phenomenal forearm there. I need to get stamina back here. Just stand here for a minute. Get back stamina. Now, I feel like the special wrestling power of James Ellsworth is to never actually get banned from an arena. Because it seems like every time that they try, he just shows up again. So, why even bother? Like, you would literally need a shark cage. Put the man in a shark cage, and then he'll be unable to interfere with the match. Batista Bomb. Knock him out. Knock him out. They're chanting for HBK. I don't appreciate this. I'm going to win this match for HBK. Pin the man. Break. Of course it is. Get up. Alright, let's try this again with a DDT. That's still not Is there a way to drag to the middle? Or no? I'm sure there is. But no. Alright, well. Boom! Now is the time for a slug mission. Of course, I didn't intend to pick on them backwards, but whatever. Break my behind. What? Great, now he has 3 fins. All of a sudden, Shawn Michaels, House of Fire, went from being absolutely done to being like, well, gonna win this match now. I don't think so, HBK. I don't think so. How about that? In terms of the second ever Women's Money in the Bank match, my thoughts are as follows. Why? Like, okay, I understand why you let Tamina do the splash. It's in her heritage. That was the Super Flash Splash. I get that. It's to remind people, you know, what her heritage is. However, why would you let her keep doing it when she's not any good at it? And perhaps part of that is she doesn't want to she does not want to legit squash her fellow competitors. Like, okay, sure, but then just don't do it, because it never looks good. It just looks just bad. So, stop. Please. 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 And then, obviously, your winner, again, is Carmella, which is who should have won in the first place. And then, obviously, you had to draw out the controversy for, you know, a couple of days, get those headlines and whatever else. So there's that bit of weirdness. So congrats once again to the Princess of Staten Island for winning that match. Now, it was funny because you can always tell sometimes when they're like getting instructions from ringside, like for the TV direction after a match, because she got the briefcase and then climbed down, and then was like, oh, and went back up immediately. They're like, no, we need these video shots of you holding the thing at the top of the ladder. Don't climb down. Get back up there. Which was really funny. And then she kind of looked like she was very much like, she would wave, and then hold the ladder. And then wave, and then hold the ladder. Like, she was very much a little bit, you know, antsy about being up on top of that ladder, sitting there with that briefcase, so... In any event, that is who should have won in the first place, so, that is, it's going to do the most for her in the long run. Now, elsewhere on that card, with the women, I know you've only got so much time to fit in people on your roster in these matches and having segments and whatever else. You've only got a 2-hour show for SmackDown. I get it. But Lana and Naomi, Part 2, was, like, legitimately a minute and a half long. Like, that is such a disservice. You spent 20 minutes in your main event with the Money in the Bank match itself. But you couldn't have pushed back that match for the title until, like, say, next week? Or the week after? Like, it had to be this week, and it had to be a complete and total squash. Like, legit, Lana hits her finisher, then Naomi hits her finisher, and then here's Shawn Michaels hitting his finisher. Like, that was such a waste. So, what do you do at this point with Lana? Now that you've had her just get totally squashed by the champion in, like, 2 moves. Like, that seems weird to me, but what do I know? I'm not booking wrestling. But, yeah, it's an unusual bit of a squash match there for someone who put up a good fight at Money in the Bank itself, but apparently couldn't do it on SmackDown. And I would imagine it's just because they didn't have enough time to properly devote to that match. Which, you know, alright, sure, fine, but I don't know. But next week is the 4th of July. It is the return of the face who runs the place. It is the free agent, John Cena, making his glorious return. And also, a battle royal for the U.S., or a battle royal to get the number 1 contendership for the U.S. title, which should be interesting. Really, Sean? Really? 2 slugs floaters and a kick out. This crowd is right to be chanting Holy S. Come on now. This is some nonsense. You're in the red, HBK. What could you possibly... What is left in the tank? The resiliency. Woo! Of Shawn Michaels with the woo! Woo! Figure 4 leg lock. Woo! And he goes for submit every time. It's not going to work, Sean. I need back some stamina. I need back some stamina. And I guess, also speaking of Raw, I laugh every time that they just totally play up Booker T, where he's like, looking real good. Is always funny. Like, Booker T has such a sense of humor about himself that if, like, the internet latches onto a thing, he just plays it up, which is always really funny. Like, he gets it. He understands how wrestling should work, and how it's, you know, you want to enhance your character, in that respect. So, good on him. He's looking real good. And again, super kick number 2. It is a super kick party up in here. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels is in, like, the deep red in his head and body, and I'm only just orange in my head and not damaged otherwise. So how am I, like, in danger here? This is some... Oh, great. Now I get the elbow drop from Shawn Michaels, which was missed by a mile. And let me guess, another super kick? A third one? Why is this game? No, Shawn Michaels, no! No! I refuse! I refuse! How about this? Another DDT, like the 30th one here. For real. For real. Tap you out, boy. The headlock. Break. Break this. Come on now. This is going... I mean, look, it's Shawn Michaels, right? I understand. But also, it's a video game. So, it shouldn't take 13 minutes in a video game. And he's just the resiliency. The resiliency of the Heartbreak Kid is undeniable here today. Oh, now I'm in yellow. Now I'm in yellow. Reverse the thing. Reverse the... No. Super kick again. Again. It's the third one. My head's gonna just get knocked off here. He's just trying to knock me out. And I don't understand. Really? Really? I got KO'd. Meanwhile, 3.5 minutes, and I beat him without talking. That's weird. Whatever. I win.
Winner, the Monster.
Anyhow, that wraps things up for today. I thank you for watching. More videos every day. And I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.